Ba-da-ba-ba. We are live. I think we're live anyway. Sam here. You know where we are. United People's TV. How we doing, everybody, on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday morning? Because it's wonderful. I'm saying that I said that completely wrong. But anyway, it is wonderful because there is an actual genuine big update here on Raphael Varane to Manchester United. A transfer which I personally did not think had any real chance of happening because Sergio Ramos is leaving Real Madrid. But the latest from The Athletic, a highly reputable source who I certainly trust, they're saying it is more than on and that Manchester United are certainly in for Varane. So what I'm going to do in this video is run you through the full Athletic article, explain where the story is coming from, run through all of that with you. Let's look at some stats on Lindelof compared to Bayern, compared to Varane. Where could he fit in the team? And as always, you let me know in the comments where you're watching this from. Just like everybody, you know the drill by now because there's so many comments before I even start. Got Rafa watching from Edinburgh. We've got Nathaniel. Big up, watching 1 a.m. out in Canada. Good evening, good morning to you. We've got Ncheese watching from Nigeria. We've got watching from Castle Dawson in Northern Ireland. Good morning to you, Rusty. How you doing? We've got Maurice on YouTube watching from Joburg. And Arthur, you're also watching from Canada. And Per, you're watching from Norway. As always, you know by now, keep leaving your comments where you're watching it from. And if you have any questions to ask me, please send them in super chats because there's so many comments from all of you around the world where you're watching from. I struggle to keep up with them. But let's talk about this Varane news. And as I said, it is an important update here based on two things. First of all, on Varane's desire to leave Real Madrid and go to pastures new. And second of all, on Real Madrid's intention to sign Kylian Mbappe from PSG next summer. Both of those help United this summer. This is the article from The Athletic. Real Madrid's desire to secure Mbappe could help Manchester United sign Raphael Varane. I'll go into explain that later on. But this is what the article said. It's from Adam Crafton and Mark Carey. Real Madrid are increasingly resigned to losing Raphael Varane this summer, with the French defender leaving the Spanish club with a clear impression he sees his future away from the Bernabeu. And the key point here about Varane is that he has 1 year left on his deal. Next summer, he could leave Real Madrid on a free transfer. So if Varane's got the absolute pure intention of leaving Real Madrid and they want to cash in on him, this summer is the last opportunity that they can do that because they'll lose him for free next summer. And given how much financial turmoil Real Madrid are in, they're not going to be losing a player like Raphael Varane for free. Let's carry on reading. Varane's representatives are understood to have informed the Madrid hierarchy that the player desires a fresh challenge. There's a new one over in Old Trafford, my friend, if you really want a new challenge. His contract expires at the end of next season and so far demonstrated no inclination to sign fresh terms. Now, that's an important thing as well because obviously we all remember what went on with Real Madrid, with Manchester United and a certain player called Sergio Ramos. Using United and United's name to get a better bumper deal with Real Madrid. He signed. We didn't end up getting a player. Left us empty-handed. That is not what the intention sounds like with Raphael Varane so far. Of course, it could end up being that way, and we were all left empty-handed again. But right now, that is not what the story says. As such, let's go back to reading the article. As such, Madrid president Florentino Perez has made his new head coach Carlo Ancelotti aware that Varane may be sold if the club receive an offer they deem acceptable in this window. And that offer is 40 to 45 million pounds. And for me, look, Varane, 28, has won 3 La Liga titles and 4 Champions League during his decade in the Spanish capital. Ancelotti, who succeeded Zidane, would ideally like him to stay, but is realistic about their financial situation. The Italian is aware that Madrid are open to offers for Eden Hazard, Gareth Bale, Isco, Martin Odegaard and Luka Jovic as well as Varane. For me, this is a really big and important update because, as I said before, I didn't think there was any genuine real chance of Real Madrid letting Sergio Ramos leave this summer and the end of his era, and also to let Raphael Varane leave in the same summer. It seemed unreasonable. But the fact that Varane, all the noise coming out of Varane's camp from Madrid is that Varane wants to leave and that Manchester United are certainly in for him. If I quickly scroll down here you go. There's a little bit more on Varane from The Athletic. The Athletic understands that Chelsea and Manchester City have informal interest, but that Manchester United are at this stage the club most likely to try to do a deal. Madrid will seek to force the price up, and Perez is hopeful Varane produces impressive displays at Euro 2020 over the next few weeks to create an auction for his services. Several sources, and this is the big one, several sources in Madrid believe a deal could be feasible for around 40 to 45 million pounds. And for me, for a player like Varane, as I said, 3 La Liga titles, 4 Champions Leagues in a decade. He's 28. The guy's got experience and elite level experience, world-class experience, so much that he could bring to Manchester United. And 40, 45 million for a 28-year-old, he's at his prime for like 2-3 years. That would be a sensational deal. And it's a really important update to hear from The Athletic, because everything is pointing in that direction at the moment. Let's read a few of your comments out. And as always, make sure you keep firing in your super chats. Ian Riley, is Varane really the answer to United's defence? Now, the interesting point on that one there, let's have a quick look at some stats. Because we can see here, again, this is from The Athletic. This is having a comparison of Varane to United's other defenders. So we've got Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, and Eric Bailly. Axel Tuanzebe hasn't made it there, but maybe hasn't played enough. If we're looking at tackling, Victor Lindelof, surprisingly, is the best tackler at the club, apparently. But tackling, he's nearly on par with Harry Maguire. Now, this is obviously where he's going to... Any defender really would dominate Victor Lindelof and Eric Bailly in terms of aerial duels. But set play headers, I mean, Maguire's 99 and open play headers 95. I mean, he's insane, certainly compared to everyone else. But look at Rafael Varane, set play headers 75, nearly twice as good as Victor Lindelof. Open play headers, he's 8 times as good. And he dominates Eric Bailly as well. So he's certainly an all-round strong defender. And as the Jack's there saying, he's got at least 6 years of top football. We can bring up some youth players during that time. You know, Ted Mengi is a defender who's going to come through. He was very exciting. But there is, you know, Axel Tuanzebe, I think it's a real shame for him, because when he was coming through prior to his injuries, I had real hopes to Axel Tuanzebe for him to come and become that leading centre-back alongside Harry Maguire, because I felt Axel Tuanzebe was the best blend of athleticism and actual quality on the ball at United. Eric Bailly is just all about athleticism and he's a bit mad. And Victor Lindelof is a complete opposite. I think he's better on the ball, but athletically he's just not up to the toughness of the Premier League. And I think that's why Victor Lindelof will never, ever be the proper centre-back that we need alongside Harry Maguire. Let's see where you're watching from. As always, got David Hassett watching from Australia. Never miss a live feed. Good morning, good afternoon. Sorry, I don't know what time is out there, but thank you for watching, my friend. We've got Martin watching from Adelaide, and it's nighttime. Well, it's nighttime in Australia. There you go. We've got Saeed watching from Accra, Ghana. How you doing, my friend? We've got Nelson watching from Kenya. Sorry. Good morning to you as well. And we've got Amaral watching from Malaysia. Oh, look at that. Marshall watching from Switzerland. Ashvin watching from Mauritius. All the way around the world. As always, if you want to fire in your questions, please send me in some super chats on YouTube. Bulgaria's in the house. There's Manuel. Good morning to you. One of the regulars. Let's go back to the Varane story, though. Because, as I said, this is exciting me. It's exciting me because it's not... Yes, it's come from one source in the fact that it's coming from The Athletic, but it's come from 2 different angles. And as I said, it's the main angle of Rafael Varane actually wanting to leave Real Madrid to go to pastures new. And Manchester United are in a position where we finished second last year to Manchester City. We got to the Europa League final. We didn't have the quality to get that over the line. And therefore, we're elite. We're like, for me, we're 3 elite players short of competing for the Premier League, for competing not only in the Europa League, but in the Champions League again next year. And Rafael Varane has won it he's won the Champions League more times than Manchester United has as a football club. That's how much success he's had in the last 10 years. And that is why he could add so much. But yeah, it's not only the fact that Varane wants to push for an exit. He doesn't want to sign new deals. It's a fact here. This is an important thing. It's the fact that Madrid want to sign Mbappe. Madrid are not expected, this is what The Athletic's saying, Madrid are not expected to conduct significant business this summer, as Perez has made it clear his objective is to attempt to bring PSG superstar, killing Mbappe to the club for the next season. Not next season, the season of 2022-2023. The club, therefore, are keen to recoup significant sums by cutting their wage bill and selling existing first-team players. So not only is it the fact that Varane wants to get a new challenge, not only is the fact that he wants to not sign a new deal, it's the fact that it's going to align with what Madrid's intentions are. And they always go back to the Galacticos when they struggle. And that's what they're going to try and do again to bring Mbappe. It's the Real Madrid way of doing things. They've done it for years and they're doing it again. And that's why, for me, I'm excited now about the idea of Varane to United. Clearly, it's more of a possibility than I gave it credit for, because I didn't really think it had any chance. I've got a quick super chat here. Thank you, Dark Prince. Quick recap, please. I had patients back to back and couldn't get the stream up on time. Well, I'll recap for you, my friend, seeing as you sent in a super chat, as always. It's important here to understand a couple of things, Dark Prince. It's the fact that Rafael Varane, he wants to leave Real Madrid. That's what The Athletic is saying this morning. The Athletic, a very reputable source, who we trust. He's saying Varane's representatives are understood to have informed the Madrid hierarchy that the player desires a fresh challenge. His contract expires next year. We go down in the article here. It says that The Athletic understands that Chelsea and City have a formal interest that United are the club most likely to get a deal done. Price there, they're saying 40 to 45 million. That's very, very reasonable for a player of his quality and his age. And it's the fact there that I was talking about that that Madrid want to sign Mbappe from PSG, and that is their main priority next year. Therefore, not only does everything align in the fact that Man United need a player like Varane, that Varane wants to leave and get a new challenge, it's the fact that it ties in with Madrid's actual plan as well. And that is key. That's why it's coming from different directions now. It's not just like United going after a player that doesn't want to leave a club and the club has no intention of selling. It's United going after a player that we desperately need, that wants to leave that club, that the club wants to sell if they can get the right price for him, because they need the money this summer. They'll lose him for free the summer after, and they want to sign Mbappe, so they're going to have to get a hell of a lot of money. So for me, that's why I'm excited about it. Let's have a look at the comments. Anthony, please, you're looking well, mate. Hope things are looking up for you. Thank you very much for your comment there, Anthony. Got Rusty Steele saying, great show. Get rid of the deadwood like Phil Jones and bring in some good players who are fit to play for the shirt and not the money. Phil Jones, imagine getting him off the wage bill. That'll be the day. Got Jesse watching from out in California. Hey, good morning. Certainly good morning to you. Was it 2 in the morning there? My God. But that's why I'm excited about this Varane story. And let's head quickly back over here because I want to show you some more stats. Because stats, everyone likes stats, right? So if we look, we've already had a look here at how Varane compares to Maguire, Lindelof, and Baye in terms of his tackling, his set play headers, and his open play headers. But how does he compare to Baye and Lindelof in terms of his overall? How does he help the team? So this is sort of the pizza pie that the Athletic has come up with, looking at how Eric Baye in his game, how does he help in the attacking sense of the team? How does he help in the defensive sense of the team? And what's he like possession-wise? Eric Baye is very comfortable. Ball retention's okay. Link-up play is okay. He's okay with carrying the ball. But his progressive passing there is very poor. In terms of bringing the ball through the team and Eric Baye coming out of defence, that's not what Eric Baye's strength is. And that's why I look at all that is so weak here attacking-wise. The shot creation XG, ball progression XG, receptions in the opponent's box, shot volume, all poor. In terms of the aerial duels, poor. Defending impact and intensity. Wow, the intensity. Disrupting opponent's moves. That's in terms of Eric Baye coming in and aggressively going like Harry Maguire. That's not something that he does whatsoever. Got a comment here from Jarvis Cocker. I don't think it is Jarvis Cocker, but maybe it is Jarvis Cocker. Welcome to the stream, Jarvis. Is Varane left-footed? Needed to attack the right side? No, I don't think that. I'm pretty sure, if I'm correct, that Rafael Varane is right-footed. Rafael Varane. So look, I'm 99% sure he's right-footed. Yeah, he's right-footed. But he does play on the right-hand side of the defence, which if you watched the stream yesterday, you would see that that ties in very well with Harry Maguire, who plays out on the left. But going back to this here, Eric Baye, look, that defending, that's really fucking bad. He's not an intense defender. But what about Victor Lindelof? Is he any better? If we're comparing here, you're seeing two very similar charts. Eric Baye there and Victor Lindelof. Victor Lindelof is more confident with his link-up play, his ball retention, his carrying the ball, but still progressively, he's not bringing the ball out of defence. And again, these are all just poor progression, 20s, in the 20s. Defending impact is at least 40 in comparison to Bailly's 22. What about Raphael Varane? This is where we can see how much of a different type of defender to Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof that Raphael Varane is. And if you look at the possession stats, he's better than both. But it's this bit here. This is where Varane can come in in an attacking sense and in a defensive sense and make a real difference there. The shot creation, the ball progression, hugely better. And that's because he's played at Real Madrid for 10 years. He's used to having the ball at his feet. He's used to dominating. He's used to being that player and doing that with France as well. But my God, it's not even comparable, really. You can add Lindelof and Bailly together and they still wouldn't really get anywhere near Raphael Varane in that sense. And the defensive impact as well. Intensity, yeah, sure. That's quite low too. That's very low. It's pretty damn low. But his defensive impact, and that's a key one there. You can add Lindelof and Bailly together and they'll have less defensive impact than Raphael Varane. And for me, I've said this before. I said, look, you can go out and sign someone like Pau Torres, who's a cracking centre-back, but strikes me more as a Lindelof-type player. Sven Botman is another name that you've all been mentioning to me for real. And I think that's also a Lindelof-type signing. Varane, for me, I can see him working and complementing Harry Maguire very well. And that is why I am excited about the idea of signing him. I think he'd be a good signing. And the fact that the Athletic are coming with that article this morning and really, really pushing it and saying, look, man, Varane to United, it's on. You know, that we are the club at this stage, the club most likely to do a deal for him. And look, let's carry on reading what the Athletic have to say here. For United, the question is whether to invest a significant amount in Varane or use their resources on younger defenders, such as Pau Torres or Sevilla's Jules Koundé, who was in the France Euro squad at 2022. They've both been scouted extensively. Ben White of Brighton and Hove Albion and England has been monitored, but Arsenal remain the most likely destination. Now, I think I did this yesterday, but let's do it again now. You got Varane there, you got Torres, you've got Koundé, and you've got White. 4 centre-backs. Let me know in the comments now. Type the name in. Which of those do you think would be the most suitable signing for Manchester United? Because it's not just about signing. It's not even just about signing the best centre-back. It's about signing the best centre-back for Manchester United. And for me, I can happily see Varane partnering Maguire confidently, competently, and very, as I said, complementing each other well. And I think that's why we've always struggled to see the Maguire-Lindelof partnership working too well, because Lindelof's weaknesses are exacerbated by Maguire's weaknesses, and they clash rather than work together. But someone like Varane is a bit different. Let's see what you're all saying here in the comments. Got Ditto saying Varane is a much better option. We've got Abhishek, you're also agreeing. Karen, I don't think you like Ben White. Varane all day, says Nathaniel. Varane or Koundé. Arthur, you're on Facebook. You're saying Varane as well. Smoked, you're saying Varane. Lots and lots of you are saying Varane. And I'll be honest, I think you're all right. And interestingly as well, if you quickly head over to Twitter, you have a look. And this is coming from, I'm trying to speak to Alexis Bernard. He works for Le 10 Sport, because it's really important that as much as we get excited about what the Athletic says about Varane, we need to keep an eye on what the word coming out of France is, because they might, maybe back Mohamed Bahafsi, who works for, who's he work for? No, can't remember the name of the TV channel, but he is considered one of the most. I remember him always being first to the Anthony Martial to United story, and I'll be interested to see what he says. But this is what Alexis Bernard says: Raphael Varane wants to leave Real Madrid. He's been wanting to leave for the last few seasons, and this year wants to leave Real Madrid even more. And the first option in his eyes is Manchester United. That's exciting. Let's see what happens then. Let's see what continues. But as I said, it's important for us to keep on top of the news that's coming out of France, as well as the news that's coming out of Madrid and the news that's coming out of the British press. We always keep an eye on all of them as well. Let's see what the comments see. As I said, if you really want to ask me some questions, fire them in. I'm going to give some shout outs as to where you're all watching this from, but firing your super chats if you've got any questions to me on YouTube. We've got Alif watching from Singapore. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. I really should have I need like round the world clocks to find out where you're all watching this from. We've got, where's that gone? There's too many comments coming in. Oh, look, we've got MM watching from Somalia. Hello, my friend. Let's have a look. Got Isaac watching from Ghana. Good morning to you. Sign Grealish. I'm guessing you mean sign Grealish now. Grealish was great last night. I suppose let's talk about last night, eh? Because there were plenty of United players who got in action. Harry Maguire returned. And obviously, I tell you what, I saw... I don't know whether it's just Harry Maguire enjoys playing more for England than he does playing for United, but Harry Maguire last night, first time he played in what, like 40-odd days? And that pass that he, Harry Kane's chance where Maguire just, you saw that was something that I don't think Maguire had the confidence enough to do at United this season more of. And that was him bringing the ball out of defence and actually breaking the lines and bringing it through the middle and passing it through the middle. That pass that he did for Harry Kane, straight through the eye of the needle, came one touch, should have scored, good save by the keeper. But that's what I want to see more from Harry Maguire. I've always felt like that's one of his greatest strengths as a centre-back, his ability to bring it out from the back. And you see it for England and you see it sometimes for United, but I want to see that more next season. And maybe having a player like Rafael Varane alongside him will give him the confidence to do that. Super chat coming in from Abhijit. I didn't see the question there, my friend, but so if you try and send another one in, I'll really try and read that one out. That's just, Varane or Koundé. There you go. That must be what you're trying to say. Varane or Koundé. I've seen far more of Rafael Varane than I have of Koundé. And obviously the fact that Varane's keeping Koundé out of the team, the French national team, is at a sort of a sign that he's a far better player. He's certainly more established than him. But last night, Harry Maguire was fantastic. His first game in 40-odd days. And I thought he played really, really well. Someone else who played very, very well, Steve United. Of course, United should be talking about him here because he was fantastic. They haven't. Luke Shaw, man. Luke Shaw is so... He's in the best form of his career. And it's amazing to see that the turnaround that Shaw has done since... my first ever European away game as a United fan was PSV a few years ago when Luke Shaw broke his leg. I remember being in the stands. I remember being in the stadium. No one knew what was going on. He was down, and then after like 10 minutes, you saw the videos coming through on the phone. It was horrific. But for him to have turned his career around from that point to where he is now and coming through what Mourinho tried to do to him, it's incredible. It really is incredible. And I think Luke Shaw deserves so much credit for that. And it's why this United team is... We're in good shape, man. We've got Luke Shaw at left back. We've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back. We've got Harry Maguire as one of our centre-backs. Next season, in my opinion, we've got Dean Henderson as our goalkeeper. Throw another centre-back in there, and we've got an actual back five that you can have some sort of belief in. Got a super chat coming in here from Gungshi. Good morning to you. Hi, Sam, watching from Taiwan. Good morning. Good afternoon. Varane would help transform our defence and improve the team overall. He should be a top priority this summer, along with a top-quality CDM. Now, I'm going to be doing a video quite soon on why Ruben Neves, for me, is the perfect midfield signing for Manchester United. But you're absolutely right, Gungshi. It is United need that centre-back and we need that central defensive midfielder. They're two such key positions for United to strengthen this summer. And I really, really did not think, I'll be honest, I did not think that Rafael Varane was a real possibility because of the fact that Real Madrid are losing Sergio Ramos. But all the noise at the moment is pointing towards the fact that Varane could well be leaving Real Madrid. And as I said before, and I reiterate, it's not just the fact that United want to sign him. It's the fact that he wants to leave Real Madrid. It's the fact that his contract runs out next year. It's the fact that Real Madrid want to sign Mbappe next year. And they're in debt massively this year. So they need to offload players. Real Madrid are not in a position now where they can go and sign Beckham and Van Nistelrooy and Owen and Roberto Carlos and Figo and Zidane. Oh, my God, that team was incredible, man. That Galacticos period is not here right now. And that's why Real Madrid were one of the pushers for the Super League. The Super League didn't work out for them. Therefore, they have to find new ways of making money. And to see where some of you are watching this from, we've got Gary. Good morning to you. Watching from rainy South Africa. It's actually quite nice out there today in England. It's been pissing it down for the last few days, but not today. We've got Attila watching from Hungary. Hungary going up against, who are Hungary playing the last game? Playing Germany? I think it's Germany. Yes, Portugal against France. You never know. Maybe England will be playing Hungary. We're playing someone from that group. Let's see where else you're watching this from. Ayush, big up, saying keep up, bro, watching the channel. Hey, John, watching from North Korea. How you doing, my friend? We've got Emmanuel watching from Ghana. We've got the Genius watching from Sierra Leone. And we've got Philippe watching from Porsgrunn. I tried. In Norway. Probably just butchered the name of that. Let's see where else. Look at that. Davion watching from Trinidad and Tobago. And Ben watching from Vancouver. I was supposed to be going to Vancouver. What was it, last year? I planned the whole trip. But then, you know, coronavirus happened. I'm definitely coming to Vancouver at some point, though, Ben. Can't wait to go to Canada. As always, keep firing in where you're watching from, and I'll read as many out as possible. And if you've got any questions, make sure you fire them in too. Let's have a quick recap for everyone who's only just joining. If you're just joining, I haven't said this yet. If you're new on YouTube, can you please subscribe? Hit the subscribe button down below. Not only is it free, but you get top quality content from me every single day. I mean, what more could you want? If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you drop a like on the page and make sure you share the video because it helps with the Facebook algorithm. And we know what the algorithm is. It's impossible to understand, but you can try and help. We've got Rasmus watching from Estonia. We've got Brady watching from Cape Town. We've got Graham watching from the Peak District. We've got Inyangala watching from Nairobi. We've got Eddie watching from Cape Town. And we've got George watching from Indonesia. Look at that. Right. As I said, quick roundup. Varane, I hope he wants it. Everything points towards Varane leaving Real Madrid this summer. I might end up with egg in my face, but I really hope I'm not. Because I really want to bloody sign him. I really, really want to sign him. And as I said, the word from France as well is that maybe he does want to leave Real Madrid. And this bit here is really important. It's the fact, look how much better he is in the ball progression, the attacking sense, and the defensive sense, his defensive impact. He could add so much to this team. But Raphael Varane, it's on. And that's why I did this video. That's why I titled this video as it was. It's not clickbait. It really can happen. And I did not think that Ramos could leave Real Madrid and Varane could leave Real Madrid in the same summer. But everything really is pointing towards that. And that's exciting. So make sure, as I said, before I wrap this up, make sure you subscribe to United People's TV down below if you're new in town. I do these live streams most days. I also do non-live videos where I'm trying to go a bit more in depth. I want to keep doing these interactive content, this interactive type of content. I love answering your comments. I love giving you shout outs. I love answering your super chats as well when you fire them in. So keep firing everything into me. Make sure you go and follow me over on Twitter at @SamPeoples_. It's my personal account. And the channel's account is at United People's TV. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be here if there's any other big updates coming later on. But thank you all for joining. Thank you all. There's so many, literally thousands of comments in every single video. It's wicked. Watching from all around the world. And at some point, I'm going to have to do a little map and put little pins on from where you're all watching from because it's literally everywhere. But Varane to United, it's looking far more likely than I gave it credit for. And that is exciting. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Until next time, though, take it easy. Have a great day.